Welcome to the Worship Online podcast. We're here for episode 19.
Yeah!
Woo! And we're here with the notorious...
Fictional!
I don't even know what the word notorious means.
Well, I'm it now.
You're it?
You've
Great.
titled it.
The Notorious Brenton.
Wait. Oh, okay. Now I am it. Because you
Yeah.
could have named Flippy or something.
Dang it.
It's fine. Now I'm
Okay.
notorious.
Great.
It's cool. I don't know what it means either. But welcome to the podcast. We're excited to be here. And I'm actually pumped about this one.
Yeah.
We were talking about some different options and what we could discuss on this one. And I'm really pumped to talk about team nights. But before we get rolling, we've got some iTunes reviews.
Yes.
And we're giving away a $100 gift card to Guitar Center, which is super exciting.
We're giving away 4 of them.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
All through the month of April.
All through.
So all you have to do is leave an iTunes review. It's that simple.
Yep.
Leave an iTunes review. And as soon as you do, then email us, podcast@worshiponline.com with your username, because otherwise we're just going to see your username. We're not going to have a clue who to send the card to. So email us, tell us you left the review, what your username is, and then your personal information. And if you win, we'll send you a gift card.
That's right.
$100. So
That's
if you're
right.
a drummer, you can get some
We're
cymbals,
getting
sticks,
to
whatever.
100 reviews.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be done.
Yeah.
Worship Online goes 100.
Yes.
Review.
We're going to have to celebrate when it happens.
Still dreaming up a hashtag. Worship Online goes 100. I don't know. Something
On
like
iTunes.
that. Yeah.
You can do every 100 mark.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's
that
right.
is. From now on, every day will be a celebration.
Centenarians.
Yeah.
That's right. All
All
right.
right. So let's roll that intro.
Well, let's jump right in.
Yeah. I'm pumped today, man.
All right, so we're brainstorming things that we could talk about, and we really wanted to just break it down and get super practical.
Yeah.
For this episode.
Why not?
I know.
Well, I
Let's
feel like
just
we talk
step by
about
step.
we talk about heart a lot. We talk about which is great. We talk about questions. People send us in some questions, or we've really discussed a lot over just a couple months, and it's been so cool to hear some of the feedback. But today, we're talking about some practical steps to growing your team.
Yeah.
And it kind of the idea started with these team nights. We've got them at our church, and we've kind of done them over the last few years. And something and even at my past church I was at, we would do these team nights, and it was always kind of cool to see the real synergy that would come from the community, really, with everybody on the team. So, and you can kind of diversify it.
Yeah.
But we kind of always did like an all team night, which was like worship, creative, the production team, anybody involved in a service. Whether you're behind a camera or lighting, sound, whatever, and we'd have everybody all there. And then we'd have nights where it was just the worship team, or the production crew would, go grab a bite to eat together and just hang out, and try to grow. And I think that, and grow each other, really, that whole community. But it's been cool to see really kind of how that's, I guess, been an influencer even in the culture, the whole church, kind of the feel, because I think we say this a lot, but we're all leaders. And when you come together and worship together and pray together, and spend some, like, not just quality, but quantity of time in the presence of God, man, it really does some things. It kind of shakes things up, and it gives new ideas and visions and gets rid of some of the petty stuff and just all the things we've talked about. But it's a really easy way to kind of make space for that with your team.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is basically putting the team back into the team.
Exactly.
So we get so caught up in the little things. Sometimes we'll show up for rehearsal, play, leave, and never talk again.
True.
Or like just things like that.
Have systems so tight to where community is not even there.
Yeah. And you're, with planning center and all the different things, like systems are great. Don't get me wrong. Like your systems are great. Like it's easier on everyone, but you lose that community, like you said. And so putting the team back in the team, getting everyone tight together, getting to know each other and growing together, learning together, experiencing God together, having worship nights, just the team where everyone can get to, just grow and come to that next level together. It's huge,
Yeah.
that overflows into everything that you're doing. The tighter and closer you are as a team, like like even talk about like sports or like something like these guys who win state championships are the teams that have been playing together. I'm talking high school state championship. Are the guys who've been playing together since they were little kids coming up together, because there's something about that like tightness. They know their next move. They can anticipate what the next guy's going to do. They know each other so well. They're such a tight-knit team and group. And who's to say that like that can't benefit a worship team as well? And it can.
Well, it's just like being in a band. You know, you're in a band with the same 3 or 4 guys or girls for years, and you've got this camaraderie where you just have an instinct. So you know what the singer's going to do. You know what the drummer's going to do. You know what they're thinking before they even get there. And you've not played the song before, or you're on this like just jam session, you know, somewhere, and that'll happen a lot with worship teams in a response moment or in an altar call, in a moment where, you know, like we're all just flowing together, but since we play together so long, we can feel where we're going. And that doesn't come overnight. That doesn't come with just showing up to practice, playing through the set list and leaving. It really kind of comes from summer camps. You know, it really kind of comes from these moments where you've spent a long time together with the same crew, and then when you're done playing, you go to the snack shack together and you're hanging out for hours and partying all night, you know, because it's summer camp. Why wouldn't you? You know? And I think that you know, you're essentially trying to recreate, not recreate, just open up a space for it just to be community driven. And team nights are just a great way to do that. Whether you're a small church where you've got the same team every Sunday, it's still great because you're coming together. And the thing that's so cool about it is it's whatever you want to make it. For smaller teams, just spend time worshiping together. Take time and play through a bunch of different songs if you want to. You know, don't just go through the set for Sunday, but maybe just take time and just pray over each other, you know, or ask questions like, what are you guys walking through? Like, is there something specific we can pray for tonight? Or, you know, like pray over the people in your church, pray over the chairs in your church. I mean, there's so many things you can do. With larger churches, it's even cooler because now maybe you've got multiple campuses and you've got rehearsals in, you know, 100 different places. And when you do these team nights, it's bringing everybody together to pray over each other and to kind of not just cast vision, not just to have another service. You can do those things, but it's to pray together, go deep together, have these times of connection and encounter with God together that you can only get in the presence of God. And that out of that comes so much. There's this river that comes. It's like this life that just comes out from what you're doing on a week to week basis with your team. And it's been cool to see how that changes a lot of perspectives. Even if you don't get to the music, there's a community that comes. That same camaraderie that happens on stage musically, even really without the music, there's a unity that's there, and people can see that and they feel that and they can connect with that in a real way.
That's so good. And there's something about the worship team that worship teams are really the front line of ministry. Like they're on the front lines, and you need a unified front line when you're doing ministry. Like there's something when you spend time together and you worship together and you do all these things together. There's something not only like being better musicians together, but there's something spiritual there too. Is you know that person well. You know their heart. You're more unified as a team, and you're a unified front. And one thing that team nights are great for as well is for the leadership to really cast vision and cast the heart and really express the heart and the mission and all the big things that each individual team member needs to know, because if they don't know those things, like how are they when they talk to other people in the congregation, it's an opportunity for them to really get grasp on the vision and the mission and be able to just live and breathe that. And it's times where you can talk to them and express that and just be a unified front together whenever the congregation sees a team up there that is unified, not only like as a band, but emotionally and spiritually. There's so much to that. It goes so deep being unified spiritually like that. And you can sense it. You can just see a band that's, man, they've got it, man. They're together. They understand each other. And that's what team nights do. You unify. You just become one with each other. Like you really get to know each other. You grow together. It's also a great time to honor certain certain team
So
members.
true. Yep.
Like someone who has just been there and faithful, just honor them at the team night. You know, hey, so-and-so has been at every rehearsal. He helped me when I did this. Like really want to honor him, like honor different people who have been there and like have really served and done those things. Cause some people that's what they want. They want to be recognized and honored. And that's a great opportunity to do that as well.
Well, it's affirmation, and it's really good to show your appreciation for people that are behind the scenes, you know, especially production guys, man. Those guys work tirelessly and make the world go round for worship leader. If you're a worship leader and you have a good sound guy, you're very blessed. And it's good to have a great relationship with those people and honoring them every chance you get, because it really is, you know, I mean, it's an unseen thing. And it's just good to affirm them and recognize them, because they're doing production maybe because they don't want to be seen. You know. But at the same time, maybe they do. Maybe they just need to feel affirmed in the gift that God's given them, and that's a great place for that too. And I think what you said is really paramount too, and that's I think as a team, creating unity together when you're on stage together, you might be with people you've played with for years, and you might have a new guitar player that you've never played with before. And a team night is a place where you know that you've gone deep together in a moment, even with the team, a place of vulnerability, a place of encounter, a place of connection before you ever had to like lead together. Even if you don't have a one-on-one relationship with that person, there's a connection that's there from an experience that you walked through together because you're on the same team. And those are things that they're kind of hard to put to words, just because you kind of have to walk through that to know what I'm talking about. But when you've got new players on the team and they've served in the house for a while, they've helped on production, or they've helped in certain areas of the church, and they've been to team night, you've seen them and you know that they're part of the crew, and you just never played with them before, there's already a connection there. It's not just like someone coming in for the first time from the outside that you've never met before. And I think that that's really a cool thing too, is now you've got this vulnerability that kind of comes as you're encountering God together and praying with each other. And we're not just talking church. This is like real stuff. We're walking through real situations, real life issues, and we're all on this journey together, and it's a safe place. And that's the coolest part about team nights, is that it's a safe place. It's a place where we can really go deep together and hear from each other and listen to each other and share with each other. And so it's been really cool to see how that's kind of helped and it kind of revitalized some teams too. So if you don't have a team night, encourage you to find a night. And we talk about this a lot, but you know, service for you might be an hour and 5 minutes, whatever it is, and you have to just turn it around real quick. You've got a real short set and you can't really do a lot in a Sunday morning setting. This is a way for you to create a space to spend some time in the presence of God. Don't just do a couple songs, have a devotional, and then break out and go to rehearsals. Like spend some real time in the presence of God and go deep together and just sit there, like wait on God together. Wait for him to start to speak and do things that maybe you're uncomfortable with at the beginning, and just watch him work, because it's like that will grow into things that will inspire new songs. It'll inspire new growth. It'll inspire community, where you've got more people coming in and being a part. And those are things that you can't just do when you're turning real quick. So
because whenever you're in the worship band, really worshiping and being ministered to isn't your number one job. As a leader on stage, your number one job is to bring worship for the congregation and like supply and minister a place of worship for everyone else. So you're spending a lot of time ministering and pouring out to others. A team night is a great opportunity for your team to be ministered to. Take the time to pray over each one of your team members and band members. Allow them to share things that are on their hearts. Allow them to really pour out and open up, because everyone's going through something. Like everyone has something that's going on that they're struggling with. They're dealing with something and everything, and they need time to be ministered to. I think it's an important time for you guys to minister to each other, like pray over each other, speak life into each other. I think that's so huge.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Yeah, so if you haven't done it yet, should start it.
Let's talk about how, like, say you're listening and you're like, wow, that's so cool. I want to start implementing a team night into my church.
Yeah.
What do they need to do? What are some things that they can do to set it up? And then let's talk about, like, what are some things they can do? What's the format?
Okay. So there's obviously a few different options. So depending on the size of your church, obviously there's different things you can do. If you are the worship pastor, I think it's a great idea to roll out to your senior pastor or your lead pastor and just say, hey, this is something I feel like we could really do, and cast the vision, like just what we're talking about, and have him get behind it. Maybe have him come to the first one, or have her come to the first one, or the first few, and speak into your team from a different perspective. You know, that's a great first option. Maybe you're a smaller church, and maybe it starts with just, hey, let's find a night that works for everybody. And before, there's something that I want to do, but first I just want to take you all out to dinner and just talk about the idea, you know, or have you come over to my house and we just want to talk about, you know, doing this team night.
I think it's important too to really pitch it in a way that they want to be there. Because the last thing sometimes they're busy. The volunteers are busy. They don't want to come to church another night, but pitch it in a way that's like, hey, if you have to do it, you're a small church, I want to buy you guys dinner. Like, that's free dinner. They want to come to that. You know what I mean? Or in a way that, hey, I really want to do this thing where we can all get together and worship, not just like another night where you got to come rehearse.
And I think that if you have a rehearsal night, that would be ideal, is to use that same night. So you're not having to come twice, you know, or come again, whatever. If you've got a rehearsal night, say it's Thursday night, then if you've got rehearsal set from, you know, 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 or whatever, add some time to that. You know, let's say you're going to go from 7 to 9, or you're going to go from 6 to 9, and you know, have people come in and spend an hour or an hour and a half just going after God together, praying together. It's kind of like creating another service. And to start out, you know, some teams will do like an all team night where everybody comes like once a month or once a quarter or whatever. And then the worship team maybe get together once a month, you know, having it like the first Thursday of the month or something be your team night. And then, you know, the rest will be your normal rehearsals. That's a way to do it. You could do it every other week. There are churches that'll do it every week where they spend some time together and using it for different things. Like, you know, maybe it's not an hour and a half every week where they're having another service. That can get a little crazy. And, you know, at the same time though, I mean, you're going deeper together. So I think just having a space for refreshing, community, serving, and just like pouring into your team is huge. So those are kind of some options. You know, maybe it starts, you know, less, and then you can gradually grow. Having the idea is huge, and talking to your team, but having the same night. Now, if you don't have rehearsals at all and you just show up on Sundays and go for it, find a night that works, because I do think it's important to have something additional. You know, we say create a space. You know, we even say that for churches. Like sometimes, like if Sunday mornings you've only got 15 minutes to really worship together, then do a worship night every quarter or something where you can really just spend some time together as a body, but especially as a team. Especially as a team, you know. One
thing that we did on a team that I was on, we had, after we did worship and we did a bunch of stuff, we had trivia. We had a trivia time together where we would ask questions that had to deal with the team and like specific members of the team and stuff like that. And then we asked like worship trivia questions and things like that. And it just made people feel really special. You have a question about them, split them up in the groups, and like it was a really fun like game way to just bring everyone closer, like have fun together. It was really cool, actually.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, camaraderie and just
food,
humor, food, fun.
Have food.
I mean, come on,
food, fun, and family.
It's all you need for the musician, modern day musician.
It
works.
I think too, a huge thing if you're looking to grow your worship team as well. This is a great first step. Because not only do you want to grow your team, but you want to keep those people that are already there. That's step one in growing your team. Keep the people that are there. And there's no better way than making them feel like they're a part of something, and they're sewed in and tied in and building relationships with everyone else. There's no better way than to keep that person like connected and like they're growing, you know, continuously being fed into.
Oh man. And this is scratching the surface. There's so much good that can come from it. New musicians. It's just another night for another moment to be led. You know, like team nights are great nights to try out new drummers or new guitar players. You know, new worship leaders even, like just because it's a safe place. We're in this together. You know, and you know, when you can kind of take the temperature of the team, you can kind of spend some real quality time together and have those moments where musicians have to really kind of pour out in the unknown moments. You know, it's not in front of the entire church, but it is in front of your team, you know, and having a place of encouragement for that is so huge. Because it's a safe place. So man, there's, again, you scratch the surface because there's so many different things you can turn that into, and I'm sure there's 1,000 other amazing things as well that we don't even know about. So if you have a successful team night and you'd love to share, please shoot it to us, because I know that could help some other people. And it'd be fun to even be able to go back and maybe here in the next few weeks and see the kind of response we get, because you know, we could kind of share, hey, you guys are talking about team nights, here's something we do, you know, like so if you have something like that, feel free to shoot that over to us. Cool. Hey. It's fun.
Well,
team night. We
that's
just
it.
we team nighted it.
We team night. Worship Online team night. I will say, I definitely, since we recently just started doing weekly staff meetings with Worship Online. So it's not a team night per se. We're talking team really day. Like technicalities and stuff. But we went from like, sometimes like some members were kind of all like spread out. So we'd go weeks without talking sometimes. We're getting our jobs done. We'll talk over like Slack or Trello or something like that. But once we started actually talking face to face, whether we're online or sometimes we do it face to face, like I definitely feel like we're all on the same page. We're more unified. We're getting more things done. It's just so much. Much, such a better thing. So
well, and you were talking about communicating the same like language, like maybe it's like vision casting. You can send that over an email all you want, but knowing how to communicate that can only come from hearing it first. Seeing it first. True. And so I think when you have a staff meeting, now people know the way Shaylin would talk about it. They know the way that, you know, this leader would talk about it. It's the same with a team night. You know, when you're able to hear it from the pastor first, you're able to hear it from the leader first. Like, hey, here's something we're excited about coming up here in a couple months. Then people can actually hear how you're talking about it, and they know how to talk about it. And it's not just coming over an email or a text message. So, those are all really, really huge things. It's ways to keep momentum moving forward too. And so definitely. But we'd love to hear from you guys. And don't forget, through the month of April, we're also looking for those iTunes reviews. So jump on and leave us an iTunes review if you haven't yet. We'd love to hear specifics. So if there's something that we've talked about in today's podcast, maybe there's like a one-liner that Shaylin had, a word of just super wisdom that you want to throw on there. This is my favorite part of the episode. Leave that on iTunes and then shoot us an email, podcast@worshiponline.com with your username so that we know who you are and we know who to send the gift card to. We're giving away $100 gift cards, and we're going to pick a few winners. So
$100 gift cards to Guitar Center. Also, that would be cool. Let us know what number you are. We're pushing to 100. Like, hey, I'm number 82.
Cool. Are they numbered? That's awesome.
I think reviews are numbered. So you can see how many there are, and you left the most recent one. So let us know. Like if you're like number like whatever. Oh man, as soon as I read that email, I'm gonna be pumped because we're just one more closer to getting that 100, and you're closer to winning a free Guitar Center gift card. So
it's awesome. Way to kind of invest back into your gift. So it's cool because if you're a drummer, you can get the kind of sticks you want, cymbals you want, whatever. And so if you're a guitar player, same. So anyways,
cool.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.